Hello, hello, hello. Beautiful Sunday. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everything's going well. Hope you had a good week. You know what I mean? And if this ain't your weekend and you working through the weekend, I hope everything, like I said, hope everything's still going well for you. Um, check me out on CB Lifestyle and Apparel. These are exclusive shirts. I don't sell these online. But I have we have a bunch of different products coming out, new products coming out. Got a new one, Dirty Hands, Clean Money. For all those people out there grinding that way and getting the money. You know what I mean? Much respect to you. I got shirts up for that. Check me out on the channel. Gonna be up, I'm guessing, within the next week. Real Talk with Mo. That's my personal channel. Just be me. And then also. Like I said, before I changed the other podcast, I've changed the channel name. Had some discrepancy with the name, so now it's, from now on, it'll just be the Lou and Mo podcast. Check that out. New logo, new channel and everything being put into play right now. So check me out there. Like I said, follow, subscribe, share, comment. I always like comment. I don't mind having conversations. I don't mind having people that disagree with me. That's the great thing about the America. You know what I mean? We can agree to disagree, or disagree, just all the way all together. So, So check me out there. First I want to say, R.I.P. to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Too many people don't really know about it. I know they know the movies, but she was a Supreme Court on the Supreme Court. She's 87 years old, so she was an old lady. Right, she was old. She's an old person. She lived a long life, so almost a century. So, RIP to her and her family, whatever. Just like RIP to anybody that had anybody passing. I know a lot of people like to push people, popular people, whatever, man. People dying every day, man. Like you go on some of these. There's one guy I follow on the channel, man. He shows, I think AK Nation, his name is. He shows a. I don't know what page he follows. I think I talked about it before, but he shows people dying every day, kids, teenagers. You know what I mean? So RIP to everybody, man, that passed, man. Life is life, man. I wouldn't wish that on nobody, just like I wouldn't wish jail on nobody. Same thing. So, but I know what's going on now with the RPG. There's a few things going on with that is like, I don't know. People have this whole, I don't know, man. People just don't. They think, but they only think for themselves, so they never think about, the way other people are thinking, right? Or is their thinking being put onto them? Like, I know there's a lot of, like, with the wait to vote, to get a new one in. I think that's silly. That's just silly shit. So, like, if they want to vote and put a new one in, it is what it is, man. Like, that's the way the business works. That's the way that whole government system works. There's no waiting. No listening to nobody's last wish and shit. Like if she had the will to do that or something like that, like it's a governmental thing, they gonna vote a new one in. That's it. Okay, it just is what it is. That's the way it works. So I don't got no problem with that. One thing I do got, another thing is an issue with is like we keep. Somebody was talking about this other guy I follow, Jack the Ripper. He was talking about it, but like we always be doing these different protests and everything, and they for different reasons, and some of them are meaningful, and some of them really, mean something, and they should be, done. But then we complain about, and then we close the businesses down. Businesses can't open. They can't open to full capacity. They can't do certain things, right? Some businesses still ain't open, but we letting people go out and mingle with each other and be face to face and touching each other and all sorts of this and sorts of craziness. And it's like, come on, bro. It's a game, man. This whole thing is a game. You know what I mean? Like, I think the whole shutdown from the beginning was a game. Like, because we keep talking about the numbers. We keep talking about, there's more people getting sick and this and that, whatever. But then we going back after that happens, and we looking back at the numbers, and all the numbers are showing, like, I don't really know all the details, but like most of the people wasn't even really sick with COVID, or they had some other stuff going on. But we shut down the whole country for that, so we based it off of numbers that wasn't real, right? We based our whole setup off of numbers that wasn't real, and now we just keep on moving from those same numbers, which is crazy. I think we need to pull it back in and go from where it is right now. right? Where we are right now in the situation and go from there. If people need to get back to work, I'm blessed that my son gets to go back to school, right? I have no problem with that. He's in class, you know what I mean? And that's a great thing. Nothing wrong with the school. Everybody's been good. And that's been about 3 weeks. So, and people need to get back to school. They need to get back to work. So all that needs to happen ASAP. Right? I don't care what, you gotta show me something. You gotta show me some real statistics that are like solid to have that argument with me. So I'm not even doing that. But y'all can let people go out and protest and be in front of the Supreme Court building, 100,000 deep, and then y'all won't let people go to the restaurant right down the street and sit by each other. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. So I agree with him on that, man. That don't make any sense to me. What else was going on in the LeBron? Like everybody, I heard some people joking about the LeBron thing about his son. And I don't gotta see that stuff like that. I don't really. I'm saying it because it's going on, but I don't really. That's personal, family business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? That's him. He take it up with his son, whether he's with it or not with it. You know what I mean? And whether you want to discipline him or whatever. Kids is kids, man. Like I was a kid too, so I take that. That's family business. He handled that. LeBron's a good, from what I know, good father, good, great basketball player. You know what I mean? Great family. You know what I mean? So like, he'll handle that. I don't think people should be worried about that. People just like to talk about shit. When they ain't got nothing to talk about, when they ain't doing shit themselves. So I'll let that one go. You know what I mean? The Rogan thing. I seen about the Rogan thing. I don't know if I talked about that, but like, you know, Rogan was supposed to be a moderator. And then people on The View, especially this one lady, I forgot her name, but she says she was on there. She's talking about he says transphobic things and he says homophobic things. I'm like, bro, stop. Right? You don't want Joe Rogan to moderate, which I think is crazy, anyways, because he's not even like. Usually they let like a commentator from like one of the news networks do it. So if they're going off base now and they want to do that, that's fine. That's fine with me. But for you to say something about him, but then you want Cardi B to interview Joe Biden, I think that's crazy. And you okay with that? That's crazy to me. So she can keep that. She can kick rocks with that one. The way she did the other lady, the black lady Kim Klacik, I think that was wrong. They were just jumping on her. They do that shit a lot though, right? They like to get people on there and then they jump on them, don't let them speak, right? Want to say how they feel and what they know, but they ain't got nothing to back what they saying. So I don't know, that's all TV bullshit anyway, so it is what it is. That's why, again, I always talk about it before, about rappers, actors, people in the media. Some of these people don't be in the world, man. They don't be out, right? They don't be out amongst regular people. They don't go to the store down the street and bump into a guy that they met, you know, that they knew 10 years ago, right? They don't, there's, you know, doing bad or bad on his luck or doing something, right? They don't go to the hood and talk to people. Right? They're not out in the malls. They're not out here doing these things. They're not seeing what's going on. Right? And then we allow them to comment on stuff, which they have their right to, but then we take their words as if they know what they're talking about. I know most of the time people don't even really believe what they're saying. Like the people who are listening to, you know, these celebrities, these actors, some of these rappers talk, they don't really believe what they're saying. They just like it because they're saying what they want. What they're saying, right? So if they saying what I want to hear, then I'm gonna promote them. Oh man, you heard what he said? That's exactly what I'm talking about. But I take that with a grain of salt, man, because most of the time they don't even know what's going on in the world, man. They're not even out. They doing their thing, making movies, playing sports, doing shows, right? They're not even back in the world anymore. You know what I mean? So you gotta have. Some of that, people take that too much, you know what I mean? They take it too literally, like too close to their heart, when half time they don't know what the fuck they talking about. So that's another thing I would just leave, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Because it's like I said, at the end of the day, they're not really in the world. They don't really know what's going on, you know what I mean? With everyday people going through and stuff like that. So it's hard. It's like I said, most of the politicians the same way, right? Most of them never left D.C., right? They've been in D.C. so long, that's all they know, right? They go from like their Congress office to D.C., argue about a bill, go home. Then they go to another shindig, another this, another that, right? Moving around, never get to go out in the street, never get to see what real people doing. Then they go and do a talk in front of a union or something, and it's just a crowd of people they talking, and then they leave, right? They never get to see what's going on. They never get to hear these people a problem. They hear them and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna take care of you. And that's why I told you, politicians be selling, man. They're sellers. Like I forgot, was it Brian Tracy? Somebody's told me this. I don't remember, but if somebody's buying, somebody's selling. Every time, bro. So that's how it always is. And they selling, and a lot of people buying, right? But then when they get into where they need to be, when you put them in that spot, nothing ever works. Nothing ever changes. Everything stay the same for you, because you waiting on them to do it. That's the problem. You waiting on them to pass a bill or do some legislation that you think is going to change your world. Ain't going to happen. Ain't no legislation ever been passed that changed anybody's world, I promise you. Right? Because that has to be real specific. Right? It has to be like for you and everything that you do and this and that, and it change the world for you. Because that don't happen, man. Most of these things they pass is things that they, you know what I mean, like just little petty stuff that they sometimes I believe they think they got good intentions, but sometimes I think they not really looking at what's going on, if that's gonna fix the problem. Right? If they get enough people to support it and say, yeah, this gonna fix the problem, there's no consequences if it don't. Right? If I do something in my business, or you do something in your business or something, and it harms your business and you don't make no money or something like that, you harmed by it. They can make any bill, any legislation, it ain't gonna harm them, right? They just gonna be like, oh, well, it didn't work because of this, or it didn't do this because of this, or this and that. So it's like, you gotta look out for that, man. That's why, like, when they be doing a lot of that talking, some of that stuff is never gonna happen, right? They sell you a bunch of goods, but they can't produce it. They can sell you, and that's what they do, man. That's what politicians are, man. So you gotta be on the lookout for that. And you gotta do some research yourself, man, especially if you want to talk about something. Right? If you want to vote on something, you gotta make sure, because most things that pass there's always somebody that's not gonna agree with it. Right? No bill, nothing that passes is gonna be like foolproof where everybody's agree with 100%. Right? You're talking like that's almost impossible, right? For everybody to agree with every part of these. Some of these bills be long and very intricate and having a bunch of different sections. They never pass with everybody fully on board, right? They like one part of the bill. They're like this. And then they always throw extra stuff into the bills. The bills just don't be, to vote on like legalizing this, marijuana or something. It be on like legalizing marijuana, drug charges, all sorts of shit. It goes down a whole list of just different things. Some of the stuff don't have nothing to do with each other. They just there. And then when you vote on it, you might like one part of it, but you might like 10 parts of it, but the other 12 parts are bullshit. You know what I mean? So you gotta look into that, man. A lot of these things, they put all sorts of stuff in them. I think I talked about it before though, but with the Gilliam, right? Andrew Gilliam. It is what it is. With him, I don't have no problem. I just don't understand why he announcing it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that part. Like, I don't really care. I already knew he looked like he was, like he was gay, right? Or homosexual, right? I could tell, right? I'm a man, I can kind of, I could tell. So it was like, him saying it didn't like throw me off, you know what I mean? I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe it, you know what I mean? I can't believe this guy. Nah, man, I already knew that, right? But why you announcing it? See, that's the things that be bothering me, man. Like, you don't gotta announce that. If that's private and that's in your privacy, you keep it there. And that's fine with me. I don't care what you do. In your house, with your wife, whatever. In your hotel, I don't care. But you ain't gotta announce it. I'm not gonna announce what I'm about to do. I'm not announcing, about me and my family or whatever. I'm not announcing that. Why I gotta announce that? So I think that's either a sympathy thing. He want people to give him sympathy or empathy or something like that. I don't know. But, that was another thing that was going on. I don't know if I talked about that, but it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? So like I said, man, we're going to be doing this. I'm going to do this a lot. I'm going to try to do, one-on-one. I want to, I love to get in the conversation with people. So I'm also going to try to do that. But, check Real Talk with Mo out on YouTube, and we'll see you on the next one.